Hello and welcome everybody, I'm your humble host Gavin the Kitty, and today I am playing Mega Man 04, and it's just me. Unless somebody else wants to join in for the co-host spot, I believe it is just me today. Shauna Foxy, welcome. Hello, hello, welcome. So, we're gonna boot up. Unlike 03, there's no fancy e-reader cards, so it's just a flat game here. Should be easy peasy for us to do. Seeing as I've done all the other Zero games and haven't run into too many issues. How is audio for everybody? How's everybody doing today, too? Here's a fun fact. These are redesigned sketches of the art style shift from from the classic series to 04, the Zero games. So those blueprint schematics there are for classic Mega Man in this art style. We're fighting to hopefully let these humans live in peace and repopulate the Earth without war or fighting amongst each other. However, that doesn't seem like it's gonna happen unless Zero does some stuff, so we're gonna go stop Dr. Weil and hopefully save humanity. Oh, who am I kidding? There's 4 extra games after, well, 5 extra games after this, so I mean, we kind of do it. Only robots. No, no, no. Mega Man ends up surviving. Audio's good so far? Thank you. I know a lot of lore about Mega Man, so this will be right up my alley at least. So, it should be easy peasy for me. If you guys want to drop some likes, that would be fantastic. But other than that, right now, I'm just kind of focused on beating Dr. Weil. Dr. Weil is the one there in the center. This is just kind of a recap of all the other games. This is definitely the epilogue. If you haven't seen the other games in the Zero series, we did play them on the channel. I have a full playlist of them. There are 2 more after this called ZX and ZX Advent. However, they both take place later and are massively more different than this. They are Metroidvania games, like full in, full out. Welcome, this is fine. Glad to have you. Glad to have everybody. So this is a Game Boy game that's gotten re-released and ported to multiple different systems, including the DS and all modern platforms via the Zero ZX collection. And I believe rather recently there was a massive Mega Man-wide sale. So you can generally get the entirety of the Mega Man series up to this point without Legends or Battle Network for like $30, which is insane. Yeah, no, we're just getting started. This is about the usual time I stream. I'm still trying to figure out tomorrow's game, but as long as some stuff shows up on time, I think we should be alright. So we got the gun, just like last time. We got the charge shot. I've also got... well, hang on, I gotta change the controls here, because the controls are always wonky. Okay. Main weapon, jump. That's all good. So, we got the Buster here, and then we've got this grabbing attack, and if I charge it up, I can come up to these enemies and just rip off one of their weapons, and then I'll have it. And I only have a certain number of uses for each, and I can toss it too. Not to mention that we also have the saber still. Alright, we still got data discs that we can collect, but we're not going to be really collecting a whole lot of them. Those are upgrade chips. The more of them you have, the better off you are, because there's a crafting system in this game where you can craft armor for yourself. No, the armor does not break once you have it, so once you've figured out the recipe to craft an armor piece, you've got it for life. but you still have to craft it, so. Playing on the collection, though, includes the easy mode found in the DS game, the DS port of this game. So we actually won't be having to hunt around or look for armor parts. We'll have a majority of them. All I gotta do is basically get the parts, and we should be able to craft it. There's lots of different ways to get the crafting items. All you gotta do is basically do side quests and mini quests. You search around stages for them. You can learn them by talking to different NPCs. All in all, it's pretty good. This game gets compared to Mega Man X4 a lot. Sylvan says Zero, always the show off. Yeah, usually is. This is fine, says, man, the electrical stuff wants to kind to me? I'm confused. What do you mean? What do thou mean? So we're gonna come right up in through here, and we're at the boss. Not from Dune. I could definitely cash in on the Cyber Elves. Oh, I'm sorry you're tired. I don't really feel like it. So, Weapon Plus, Junkhead, Quick Charge 3, Auto Recover, Auto Charges Weapons. We'll go Quick Charge. This has the strongest body set to on. And then foot parts we'll do wind and magnet. We'll go double jump. And there's the parts we've collected. The first stage here, we don't actually have any of in the first stage we don't have any parts or anything, so it's all A-okay. We don't really have any elves. You're not normally gonna have all those parts unless you do play on the casual scenario mode, which I recommend newcomers do play on the easier difficulties. There is no shame in playing it a little easier with the Mega Man series. I think it's better if more people just play these games. Been a huge advocate for this series for such a long time, so coming into 2023 knowing full well that Mega Man is alive and well is, well, it's refreshing for a change. What's a game you can recommend? So, my recommendation for starting points is actually the newest game in the series, called Mega Man 11. It is got a casual mode, a normal mode. It's got lots of different secret challenges and missions, achievements. And it's fantastic looking, it plays well, and it gives you a good feel of what these games are all about. Battle Network is great if you like RPGs. The Battle Network Legacy Collection is a fantastic starting point. Essentially, if you're picking up a Legacy Collection, you're getting the best version of these games most of the time. And if you're playing on an easier difficulty, you can generally lean yourself into the difficult bits. So all of these games are on Switch. So if you have Switch Online with the Genesis stuff, they actually have Mega Man The Wily Wars on there, which is the first 3 games remade on the Genesis with an added extra bit of story to it. About a time-traveling plot of Wily trying to fix his mistakes. On the Switch, they also have a battle game from the Neo Geo called Mega Man Battle and Fighters, which was the first time it had ever been re-released. It's about $7. And then the Legacy Collection 1 and 2 are bundled together and you can often find them on sale for about $10. So honestly, they're all pretty cheap and all pretty easy to get into. But if you want a more thorough answer, I would say watch my Ultimate Guide to Mega Man Part 1 and Part 2. They will take you through the entirety of the series, explain the story to you guys, explain the best ways to play these games, And also, you might learn some stuff because I know a ton of lore and most of these games are canon. So, much like 04 here, we're gonna continue. Lore, yes. Mega Man is a story-heavy game series. Lore is essentially what's considered a story. So, Zero here was a Maverick Hunter from the year 21XX. His creator, Dr. Wily, built him in 20XX, and tragically passed away. Although he wasn't the brightest of souls or the kindest of souls, he was still a person. And his colleague Dr. Light built Mega Man X, as well as the original Mega Man. So, there's a lot of lore and stuff for you to check out. This isn't stuff that Matt Pat got the Mega Man lore wrong. He did Matt Pat did 2 Mega Man videos, and both of them got debunked by the Mega Man community, including Reploid Revo, who is a friend of the channel's, and myself, alongside the D-Pad and many others. We all basically agreed Matt Pat doesn't know what he's talking about in terms of Mega Man. Well, Cossack falling for this is fine. Sylveon Chan makes up a lot of stuff. So, do not fall for what they're saying. They make up stuff all the darn time. Well, every time he threw out Mega Man 7's actual ending. I streamed Mega Man's 1 through 11, all the side games, and the X series. There's a full playlist. This is essentially a companion piece to the original Ultimate Guide to Mega Man video. Essentially giving you an in-depth look at each game. That way then you're not like, oh, well, I want to learn more about this game. You can watch the stream where I play it all the way through from start to finish with little facts. You get more lore, more information. 04 is one of my favorites, so. I'm assuming you're trying to bait me into a joke with Hava, but I'm not sure. Quite a lot. Have a nice day. Yeah, I figured. Sylveon Chan, the answer is a lot. Let's see. Weil started the Elf Wars, committed mass genocide. Kraft is trying to knock his entire civilization out of the sky because of brainwashing. I don't know. So, Neo Arcadia is essentially the last bastion of hope for humanity. And since it is the last bastion of hope for humanity, Zero is inclined to protect it. Especially after CL has figured out a solution to their energy crisis. So, with all that being said, though, I hope everybody's doing all right. My favorite thing to do with the little grabber one is just toss it. Alright, I hope chat's doing okay. I'm not going to be able to read a whole lot of chat just due to the fact that this game is very gameplay intensive. Or got a shield. Oh, shoot. If you guys could all, we're about 12 minutes in. We got 4 viewers. If you guys are enjoying this so far, please drop a like. I'll go into any questions you guys have about the series or characters. I feel like I do talk a lot in these videos, but I don't actually give you guys enough time to ask questions. So please, ask questions all day long about the series. It's a perfect time to do so, because after this, things get a little bit more complex. The story gets a little bit more or less windy. Essentially, Mega Man may be lore-heavy, but you can literally jump in anywhere because the lore is still simple. So, like, the Zero games take place after the X games. That's all you basically need to know, and then the games will explain everything from there. Alright. Got a laser. Alright. Let's go ahead and use up, or wait, yeah. No, it's after this stage that you get the Cyber Elves. But no, Mega Man's a series about hope and wanting robots and humanity to live in peace together. There's many a parallel, and no, Mega Man is not dead. So, cannot wait to show off X Dive to everybody. That'll be an interesting video. Capcom deemed it good enough to put out on, like, PC, which is cool. Hello, Andre. Welcome, welcome. Well, seeing as all of the parts... Sylvia, and all the parts are already given to us, we don't have to worry about it. I technically have all the junk parts and everything, so if you guys really want to see me use different parts, I will, but I am trying to make today's episode a little bit shorter than yesterday's, especially seeing as I've got some stuff to do today. I already did part of it. We're working on a modding project for a PlayStation TV, a PS2, and I also have to edit some videos to get that Sonic thing out on time. The Sonic retrospective out on time. So this is their first major boss. And down he goes. Hello, Tyler, Bronco, and Murphy Bennett, as well as Versington. Welcome, everybody. Good to have you. We're just blasting through Zero 4 today. So this being a Game Boy game, it is nice that they didn't just limit you to Game Boy buttons. Since this is a port, you have all of the face buttons to work with, basically. So you can set the controls up however you want, which is nice. And this guy here is one of the Mavericks that are trying to enact Dr. Wile's plan. So Dr. Wile was exiled for sparking the Elf War and calling for mass genocide of Reploids for their energy. And essentially doesn't care about anything other than ruling over and having power. Zero got reawoken, had a bit of amnesia, found out he was in a different body because robots, and yeah. Well, have a nice day. This is fine. Be sure to drop a like on your way out. Welcome, September. Sylvian says, what's his name? Red Sea? I don't know, Sylvian. And here's Kraft. He often gets compared to Barrel, but his mood is nothing like... Or not Barrel, General. Sorry, or not General. Colonel. I'm a little bit tired. Can you guys tell? He commands these Reploids. He himself is a Reploid. And he wants nothing more than to be a soldier of Neo Arcadia. But he's not honorable to Neo Arcadia. He doesn't care about the people. He only cares about Lord Wile. So. Also, so this game was made by Inti Creates. Inti Creates made 0, 1 through 4. Battle Chip Challenge, and ZX and ZX Admin. And you might know them nowadays for Mighty Number 9, Mighty Gunvolt Burst, the Gunvolt series, the Galgun series, the Blaster Master Zero trilogy. They do all sorts of amazing games, so... Hello, Anubis, welcome. Hello, Cardinal, welcome. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Good to have you. We could start with the bowl if you really want. So, Kraft here wants to enact Ragnarok. He says, essentially, Zero's no threat. Leave him be. He'll die in Ragnarok anyways. But Ragnarok is something that all of these guys are going off of. So all of these bosses in particular are based on animals that were seen in the story of Ragnarok, which was the death of Valhalla. Some of you may know that story from Marvel's retelling of it via Thor Ragnarok. Essentially, it is the same story. There's a little bit more hope, but I guess that's the thing. But Zero is going to try to stop their attacks, because why not? We're a good guy. We don't want the world to end. Hello, Foxy. Welcome. It's not an MCU movie. It's not related to Marvel's Ragnarok in any way, shape, or form. Hello, CJ. Welcome. Getting all sorts of people in today. Hi, March. Welcome. So let's go ahead and get our Cyber Elf on real quick. So we get one elf in this game. And this elf is going to mimic all the other elves that we've seen in the series. This will lower our rank, however, because of Rookie Hunter mode, we can actually have all of these on at once. But as you can see, this first one, this first one drops life energy, increases the vitality, 4, 8, 12, 16, and the small drops quadruple max vitality. That is the best one in the game. The hacker trait fires 4 bullets in a row from the Buster. Press up in the triple attack to do a rising slash. Add 1 power to the Buster, Saber, and Knuckle. Press down for triple attack for the attack wave. Up charge. Double the effect of some items. Special commands to execute. Change charge attacks or EX skills. We'll want that, but not right away because we don't really have any EX skills. We've been over this. Please do not roleplay in my chat. Sylveon, what's the deal with names? I don't know. I mean, like, you're giving them. That's how people call you. Vernon, welcome. And hello, Highlander. How's everybody doing today? So we'll add 1 there. Animal traits, increase running speed, slow down wall sliding, fire off flame shots, ice shots, thunder shots. These are all going to come in handy. Rise back out of pits, double the basic defense value. We'll keep it at this for now until we get there. And here's our little elf. This will help us out along the way. Good, that's good. Good, good. Good to hear. So, item recipes. So, these are all the recipes. As long as you have the parts, you can create the thing. Since I'm not starting from a like super fresh file, I can't actually make any of this stuff right off the bat. But we do have pretty much all of them, just because. And then here's all the parts that we do have. You get the plans by essentially just going around and talking to people. Oh, I'm doing just fine. I'm a little tired, a little stuffy. Working on a bunch of stuff in the background. Just ordered some stuff for PlayStation TV that I'm modding for the channel, so that way then I can record PSP games a little bit easier than just running an emulator. But yeah, no, I'm doing all right. Here's the village, by the way. These are humans who have left Neo Arcadia. They got tired of the fighting and the genocide and the war, and just were like, yep, nope, we're leaving. Murphy says they're all right. Cool, cool, cool. All right, I've asked you to not, Foxy. Please stop it. I've asked you before, we've explained before. We all appreciate a good roleplay, but not in my chat, please. There is a time and a place for everything. Oh boy. Casey's at work at the moment, so I won't actually have any co-hosts to help me out with chat for the moment. Hopefully somebody shows up eventually. But yeah. So they don't want our help, essentially saying, well, you started it, but we didn't start it. And we're like, alright, well then we're just going to protect them from the outside, even if they don't want it. So, what Dr. Wile's plan is for Ragnarok to bring down a shoot a giant laser at the colony down here. Here's where the colony is. And then up through here, this was the intro stage. And then these are all the different bosses that we get. I believe the first one we wanted was the Mino Magnus, I believe, was the one that they wanted. You can change the weather as well. We don't want thunder across these, but essentially the weather effects change based on which stage you do and the RNG values. I'm asking you to not, Foxy. Please stop it. I do not like deleting comments. I don't think it's silly and fun. I think it's rather annoying. And I think it's off-putting for a lot of the other viewers too. Alright. So now it's just that's going to town shooting whatever it wants. And all we're gonna do is just let it do its thing as we're rushing through the stage here. Switch back to Buster. Get their missiles. Into the door we go. So this is structured a lot more like a normal Mega Man game. Running gun platforming with a touch of insanity. This gimmick here, though, is all about magnets, so red repels, we have lighter physics, and then blue draws us in. As long as we are red, we will see that. I don't believe this gimmick shows up too much more after this, but one stage is pretty good. These icons here are extra checkpoints added in for this version of the game. Sylveon, for as much as I am probably going to Can somebody try to reach out to one of my mods? Get them in here. Like Mountain Man or SML or somebody. Oh boy. It is gonna be a day, isn't it? I hope everybody's having fun at least, though. So this mini-boss here isn't too bad. Music in these games are really good. Oh, I'm seriously debating putting you in as a mod, but I'd need to know that you'd be respectful to other people and not just automatically start, like, banning or blocking people for no reason. Just take the bare minimum measures when you can. When it's appropriate. I don't know. I've had some inappropriate mods before. And it was like some of them are very jump happy for that stuff. Like I know that Casey is very jump happy when it comes to that stuff. She sees it, she just goes for it. I'm like, that's not what we were going for. Oh, you're doing stuff in the background? Okay, then don't worry about it. It'll be good to know for later, though. Alright. Now we got the Minotaur here. So, Minotaurs, in terms of the mythology, are often found in labyrinths. Alright. Body, now. Ice shots seem to be the one that's doing the most amount here. Also just change that to the saber. So he has magnified him or us, so that way then he can pull us in or push us away. All sorts of little magnet attacks. Yeah, I can see. He got axed. Just like that. Got an A rank for that stage. We didn't get his EX skill. That's gonna happen. Luckily, in most Mega Man games, there's only one ending. Minus X5, which has multiple different endings depending on stuff. So, I don't have to worry about it. Mission's been completed. I also heard the Pegasus one, so feel free to pick stages based on stuff. If you just don't know a name, just be like, oh, the turtle one, or the plant one, the bug, the wolf, the quail. It's a quail. The kraken. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna start up weather over here. Gonna take them down one by one, and hopefully stop the laser that Lyle has planned. Of course, the group doesn't really understand that it's a laser yet. But we're essentially exploring Neo-Arcadia to our heart's content to try and stop all this stuff. All the surrounding areas. Blizzard Wolfang 2.0. Yeah. Alright. I think the animal one that on. Get an extra life moving through here. This is definitely one of those best ways to play this game is on modern platform sort of deals. There are some people who think this game doesn't look the best, but I don't see it. We've got smoothing filters, we've got ways to increase and decrease the screen size. I don't know. I just don't understand how you couldn't see this as, like, one of the best ways to play this game. Alright. We're looking for those little generators, though, to power them off. Honestly, no, I haven't ever wondered how a VPN works in Battle Network. That's never been something that crossed my mind. The first mini-boss. We're going to be using the Buster quite a bit in this stage. For that, all you gotta do is shoot him enough times and he will back off. Just like that, the first mini-boss is down. Alright. My goal for this game is to have this game done in 2-ish hours, and then once we're done with that, we're gonna jump straight into... The goal is to have this game done in 2 hours, and then... Once we're done with this, we'll be moving on to ZX and ZX Advent. ZX, though, I'm going to be taking a small break from the Zero games just so I can take a breather. And then we'll do ZX and ZX Advent in... I think we can get both those games done in roughly about 2 to 3 streams. Kind of just depends. They're longer titles. Alright. Now we're at the boss. We're fighting him over a pit, so we kind of gotta stay out of the pit. Alright. And we beat him. Like I said, this game's moving pretty quick. My little Bernie got retired. Yeah, it did. I only got a B rank for that. It does rank what each of the weather effects cause. So, like rain and thunderstorms and stuff, if you're fighting an electric boss, you probably don't want rain and thunderstorms. Sunny out when it's, going to be a stormy stage, probably going to be easier than if it was raining. So, chat, go ahead and pick the next boss. We can do pretty much any of them. Got the power, stop the erosion, hold the sun, destroy the enemy, stop this secret system, and stop the drill sub. Wolfgang, got it. I'm just gonna double check to make sure nothing else is named Wolfgang. Okay. Wolf it is. Honestly, this game's making me miss X8 quite a lot. X8 was a really good time for me. I do like the fact that the Zero games really do tend to use a lot of the sprite work from the previous games, but mix them up in enough ways and add new systems to them. This is a building that we'll get to see later on in ZX. Only there, it's very much on fire. So normally we'd be able to go down through there. However, I think we need fire for it. I don't think that... yeah. Unless, maybe the drill claws work. Nope. But now we got Wolverine claws. Ah. If we can get that fire angle just a little bit lower. Wait, it's the same building? It's the same building. See the elevators right afterwards? It's got... It had that weird zigzaggy staircase with a door at each level. It had a highway out to the left of it. It is the exact same area as ZX. The things you notice when you play this game, like this is, like this looks a lot like the junkyard area. From Advent. Yeah, I sure hope we don't see mini dark elves. Alright, and that's taken care of. Hey, Mets. It's been a little while since we've seen Mets. If people don't know what the Mets are, they are a standard enemy from the classic series of Mega Man games. And they follow the series all the way through Legends. And they even show up in Star Force, Battle Network, and every other little side series. Alright, I think... No, okay. Mind playing tricks on me. There's little lights, elevators. Oh no! And Cyber Elf. But it's corrupted and messed up, and it'll take control of the body. So, this is what they're doing with the host of dead Reploids. They're taking their souls and using them as a power source, and when they break free, they try to inhabit the nearest body. Hello, Liam! Huh. Interesting. You know, I had a very interesting nightmare earlier today. Anyways. How are you doing today, though? Outside of the comic? Makes clones of himself with ice. Down he goes. We're about an hour in, so I'd like to remind everybody, if you're enjoying what you're watching, please drop a like and share this video with a friend. I make a lot of content here on YouTube, and I'd like for more people to see it. And now we got our first EX skill. There are specific requirements to get an EX skill. It's not something that you'd have to worry about if you were to play. Just like that. If you were to play later or later Mega Man games and earlier Mega Man games, you really wouldn't have to worry about it too much, but Zero games have a lot of EX skills. So we still got a few bosses left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 left. Chat, if you guys want to pick the next one, that's cool. Elder Ninja Turtle, got it. If you don't know the names, just, like, take a guess. You got, like, a kraken, a bug, plant, and, quail. And a squid. Technically, it's a kraken. Each of these symbolizes something within early mythology. This is essentially my favorite idea for a level. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I think this is a great idea for a stage. We have spawned into a giant laser area. And what they're going to do is they're going to fire this laser. They're going to send it up to... They're testing it, so that way then they can send it up to space. And then shoot it down at the colony that's forming. And what we're going to do is destroy it before they can do that. Alright, let's go ahead and add... Thunder shots. Right, there's that. Bam. So I love this idea. Quick laser beams just shooting out. By the way, these are the Quickman beams. They are the Quickman security beams. They act the same, they look the same, they sound the same. They sound like they have a deeper sound to them, but it's the same noise. Which I think is really clever. What we gotta do is just basically stay out of its range of fire. The less damage we take, the better. Of course, I'm playing this like a reckless madman. Ah, that looks a little familiar. Almost like that was what they were trying to shoot at us earlier. Back in the intro stage. Because it is. Alright, here's the shorter beams. I do like that it's not just a reuse of Quickman's level or something like that. They did think of a new idea. The murderer takes a life, but also put... Huh. It's an inconvenience. That's a good... That's kind of an interesting way to look at it. Alright. Yeah, we gotta stop a turtle. So for some reason, this guy reminds me of the turtle in, the villain, the turtle in The Flash. He does a crazy version of the Shuriken. Just like that. He looks like Chrome Dome, but bigger. I could see that, too. I personally just... for some reason, I just see the Flash villain. I'm crazy, I suppose. I think tomorrow, possibly, if stuff comes in a little early, we might do an interesting... A slightly different stream than what I normally do, where I pick one game. We'll do a multi-variety style thing. All a possibility. Alright, here's our first save. Well, I am trying today. This is kind of like a mid-stage. Once you beat 4 of the bosses, all you gotta do from there is essentially just... My bad. After that, all you gotta kind of do is just keep on moving. Oop, we got another EX skill. Got a upper. Up saber attack. The music here is playing motifs to previous songs that we've heard. Only it's a bit deeper, a bit darker. As if things are getting dire, more and more dire. Especially since this is like the main theme of Zero. So like this innocent like piece that's meant to like instill this feeling of hope is now like one final stand. Knowing full well that this probably isn't going to end well. Especially since this is the this is their little village over here. So our main goal here is make sure people are okay. And they're mad that we're saving them. Liam asks how my day's going. My day's alright. A little bit boring, if I'm gonna be honest. So our goal is just basically put out all the fires, keep everybody safe. But my day's been alright. Some of them are starting to trust us, but not all of them. This person says, doesn't mean it. A lot of people are going to look the same in this, just because Game Boy Advance storage limitations. Yeah, no, my day's been alright. I ordered some stuff for the Vita, PlayStation TV, and gonna be working on some modding. Alright, couldn't find Kraft or anybody else. Kraft is looking for one person in particular. Grass humans and Replites have no chance with the lip under him. There are fools who don't understand that and fight us. I do not see eye to eye with Kraft either. You know, my biggest issue with today has been trying to find the time. Because I've got a lot of stuff going on today. Like, later this evening, I'm doing a recording with Miss Artie. I'm doing editing after that at around 9-ish o'clock. Or at least I'm starting, like, prerequisites cuts. Before that, I gotta also find a PS2 hard drive so I could do some of the crazier Japanese import stuff that I want to do. Alright, we're gonna use a sub-tank here. I haven't really used them across this game, because it generally hurts you. But I fear no crafts. Nor do I fear the mac and cheese that comes with it. Computer wouldn't turn on, it's 100 degrees outside. Dang. Yeah, it is about 100 degrees out here, too. It just keeps getting hotter. Yeah, it's 90 degrees right now. It says it feels like 100 with the humidity, and I'm like, oh boy. Yeah, not going out there today. Kinda wish I could. Nedge. You're both just fighting the same stupid lore. Well, that's who you were looking for, Kraft. Oh, boy. And they got what they wanted. It's 64 degrees in Idaho? Like, that's reasonable. Like, not great summer weather, but it's like good fall weather. I wish it was 64 degrees. Oh boy, yeah, Zero's even like, yeah, stand up for yourself. If you're not gonna stand up for yourself, don't even try. You're no different. You might as well have just stayed there. The little one wants us to save Nedge, though, and we're gonna do our best to try. Probably gonna hit 100. Yeah, it's gonna be a shame. I'm so sorry that you gotta deal with such a bad heat wave. Alright, so now we're gonna go try to save Nedge by going to the prison. Should be a grand old time. Tomorrow might be another art stream, I don't know. Kinda depends. You know what? Don't drop the soap, it gets dirty. Well, yeah, it gets dirty. So I'm gonna put up a poll. So tomorrow is our final stream for this week. So I'm going to put a poll up and see what you guys want to see. You guys want to see art, or do you want to see another game? Haven't picked the game yet, so it just says game or art. It just cleans the floor. Exactly. Liam's got the right idea. The soap gets dirty, but the floor gets cleaned. Isn't it funny how that works? I'm actually just trying to use up the soap in my house, because my mom gave me a ton of soap. And was just like, here's a bunch of soap. And it's like, half of it's like bars of soap that I don't want to use. And it dries out my skin worse than anything else. I think I'm just going to have to get some body wash. I used to get Irish Spring a lot. Might go back to that. The main reason I didn't keep getting Irish Spring was just because it took a while. We're going to go auto-charging for the head. That way then we can keep this up. Yeah, well, nobody caused anybody to be in where they're at, usually. Like, me being in Ohio, granted, I could have gone anywhere. I just chose Ohio because I wanted to be close to my family, because, you know, 20-year-old me was like, you know, it'd probably be good to have the support of my mom and stuff. And if she's nearby, she can help me out with whatever stuff I have questions for. It ended up working out really well. Or well enough, I suppose. It was better than the original plan of staying in Kentucky, but I stopped considering that an option when when Karmic's parents started harassing me to stay in Kentucky. I realized it was a bad idea to stay. She's just not a nice lady, and I was like, yeah, no. Alright, and we have saved Nidge. Or hopefully we'll save Nidge. So this is just a little love story between the two. Because the thing is, he didn't actually hurt any of them. He's just burning down the settlement, giving them no other option but to go back to Neo Arcadia. Because Wile's going to destroy everything around it. Truly is. And here's Wile. Basically calling us a bunch of fools for thinking about justice and trying to protect nature. Because he was exiled for 100 years for starting a massive war and whatnot, and, you know, destroying most of the planet the first time around. Yeah, we do end up getting rid of Craft, which is really a shame. But it's okay. Because we do save all the humans. Or we do our best to. So we flashbanged them and got out of there. Like I said, the Zero games do have quite a bit of story. Truly is an interesting game to play. Worth a play, especially if you're into platformers, and because these games are so difficult, there's a lot of replay value. A lot of different ways to do things, different stages, different stage orders you can do, different gameplay styles you can do. Because every game's got slightly different weapons. They all have the saber and the buster, but other than that, like the only like recurring weapon is like the shield boomerang, and that only appears in like what, 2 or 3 of the games, not all 4. And then ZX and ZX Advent flip things on their head by lightening the tone a little bit, but still making the stakes just as high. I just wish they would have gotten to do a full trilogy instead of just the 2 that they did. Especially because their next game could have led all up to Legends, which I can't wait to play Legends. I've got a lot to talk about there. Mega Man Legends is my favorite Zelda game.
And I say that without a single wavering bit of confidence. It is the best Zelda game ever made, and I will fight anybody who says differently. Like, maybe Tears of the Kingdom gets close, but, like, I don't know, Mega Man Legends and Legends 2 just, they knock it out of the park for me. In terms of traditional Zelda games, at least, like, and when I mean traditional, I mean, like, oh, it's dungeons and an overworld and all that jazz. It's just the best Zelda game. Zelda with some real lore building and storytelling, and knowing that they wanted to tell a story from the very start of it, and made the game to honor the Legend of Zelda series that Keiji Inafune liked so much. Which is impressive, because he later worked on Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, and the Minish Cap. But Nintendo put in their notes that, yeah, they only got the rights to that, to Zelda, because of Mega Man Legends. Nintendo liked Rockman, Rockman 64 so much, or Mega Man 64, on their N64 platform, that they gave them the rights to do Zelda on Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance. And you can play them all on Switch, too. You just can't play the Legends games yet. We're waiting on a Legacy Collection for those, which is really annoying, because fans have been waiting, you know, for a proper re-release for a while. Like, it took them... it took them nearly the entirety of the PS3's lifespan to get those games re-released in the West. And, yeah, no. And now they're so expensive, it's hard for me to recommend them outside of the PS3 store, so Legacy Collection would be definitely an operable change of pace. So you got 4 guys left, I'll let chat pick. Seems like Art's winning our little poll, too. Squid Game, got it. Interesting to see that you guys want to actually watch me draw. It's interesting. I do like drawing quite a bit. But I do sometimes feel my art skills are a little lacking in some areas. Particularly in the coloring side of things. I'm really good at showing the shading and stuff outside of it, but I don't know. So we got 140 seconds to do this stage. Top right passage. Oh gosh, where is the top right platform? So I believe this place is a giant cylinder. It is a giant maze, though. That is 100% right. This is the one stage that I'm not a big fan of. Dang it. Hello, Zeke. Welcome. Actually, we're inside the head of a drill. Thank you. Yeah, this stage is annoying. Alright, I feel like I'm going crazy. Which direction does it want me to go? Oh gosh. There we go. Made it inside. I like this little remix here of the... There we go. Onward and upward. Wall jumping is way easier in this game than, say, something like Super Metroid. I remember when Casey was first playing Mega Man X, she asked how the wall jump worked, because she knew about Super Metroid, and she was like, oh, do you have to hold the other direction and do all this crazy stuff like Metroid? I'm like, no, absolutely not. You just go out to the wall and jump off it, just like New Super Mario Brothers. She's like, oh, that's good. So. Oh, how are you doing today, though, Zeke? Since I know Zeke's in chat. How's everybody else doing in chat, too? Having fun? Enjoying it? Maybe. It is overrated. It's really impressive and fun to do, but it's overrated, absolutely. Squid Adler over here. And he beat. He's gotten beat. Just woke up. Oh, good morning. How you doing? I'm definitely gonna want to hang out with you a little later. Right now, I'm just kind of playing the game, doing a chill. I might end up on my Discord afterwards, after the stream. I might end up doing a bit of a relaxed sort of hangout call while I do a couple errands online. We got 3 bosses left. We got a plant, we got a bug, and we've got a quail. So, and we got chicken. We got the quail. Oh boy. Yeah, no, I might do a hangout thing in the Discord. Discord link is in the description below, guys, by the way, if you guys want to check it out. What I'll do is I'll hang out in the general so that everybody can join, and then sit, talk, people can have questions, ask me about stuff, do all that jazz. I do think Inti Creates really outdid themselves with this game. I think it's really well done, really well polished. I still need to play... okay, here's a question for chat. So, I have Gunvolt 1 and 2. And I didn't super like them that well. But I like the Zero games. I like the ZX titles. Is Luminous Avenger 1 and 2 worth it? I recently started playing Grim Guardians, and that game's great. Or Gal Guardian, sorry. Because they had to change the name due to copyright last minute. Play Gunvolt as Mega Man? No. Ew. I want to like Gunvolt more than it is, but I think Gunvolt is very overrated, personally. I think it was a poor decision to bring Inafune back into Inti Creates after he left Capcom. Like, yeah, I get it. Having him on was good, but like, I don't know. Is Gunvolt 3 any good? I don't know. I haven't played it. That's just it. I really didn't touch the Gunvolt games. I knew about them. I knew they existed, but I didn't touch them. I played Mighty Number 9. I played Recore. I touched a majority of what I played a majority of stuff. So our goal is just to pull these out, use the hand weapon. The Zero Knuckle. I don't know why it's the Zero Knuckle, because it's definitely in the center of his hand where that the Z icon is. At least in all the art, that's how it's portrayed. Alright. Down we go. I would like to see the Zero Knuckle show up in like an X game. I love the Met shield that you can get. It's great. Alright. Back up we go. This is another one of those areas that we see again in ZX. With a little bit of different theming. This looks out upon the whole city. It's kind of a cloudy day. But something else that has this exact same view and vantage point is not only the Slither base, but the three Guardians. Hey, Jordan. We're just kicking ass and playing Mega Man Zero here. Before I get to all the other stuff I gotta get done today. Gotta do the work before I can get to the other work. How you doing today? Hope Katie's doing well. Down goes the chicken. And hello, Saber. Welcome. I do miss the music on the windscreen. I understand why they got rid of it. This game was kind of hastily thrown together. Just got home from work. Nice. 2 left. We got a plant and a bug. I don't think I'm going to answer that question, Sylveon. We're going to go stop the sun. It's an artificial sun, so. Moth. Yeah, that works. Moth, sun, bug. It's all the same. So, this stage is a little tricky. Your best bet is fast movement. So anytime you're in the sun rays, that goes up. When that goes to max, you can overheat and die. So it actually pays to use the quick boots. Since it gives you the same movement speed as a dash. Here we'll take damage, but if we were to, say, have lower health, we would just straight up die. There's one of the cores. That was the main thing that I really liked about this, because it's just grabbing stuff from the enemies and taking it for yourself. Feels like a nice direct upgrade of the variable weapon system that Classic has. Just the fact that I can just take it, toss it when I need. That the armors are all built by your team and by the stuff that you find also helps. It's like a direct upgrade of the armor system from the X games. Alright, up we go. Here's our first mini-boss. Go ahead and take the saber. On to the next area. Another thing that's nice about the grab ability is that you can get rid of ground enemies that are normally immune to bullets and sabers, because you can just pull them right up out of the ground. There's another. I think I missed one earlier on in the stage. Right. Up, down, and over. There's that. Luckily, the counter does go down immediately when you enter the building here. I believe this is intended to be the hive building. before its reconstruction from ZX and ZX Advent. All the areas in ZX and ZX Advent are just redone Zero areas. So, it's interesting to see how they actually mapped out the world. Alright. Saber for that. Double jump back on. And one boss to go. Should be an easy time. Should be being the keyword here. It's... Oh, we got one more. We got one last EX move. We might get one more, but it's unlikely. Just because I've been playing kind of poorly. Alright, now we gotta stop the plants, and then we're right on to the final set of stages. There's only, like, 2 of them, 3 of them. There's not very many. It is kind of funny that this is the shortest Zero game. And I believe this area is meant to be that tree place from, that we see in, that tree area we see in, ZX and ZX Admin. Specifically the one where you get the plant form that lets you climb up vines. King Golden Fursuiter, hello, welcome. Glad to have you. How you doing? I'm doing all right myself. Alright. I think what with this game, just because there is so much connection to ZX, it makes it a little bit more fun for me to play. I am surprised to hear that you guys want to see more art streams out of me. Looks like I'm gonna let that poll run until just before the final boss. But how are you doing today, King? Hey, how you doing? Switch this. Empathetic Apathy, welcome. Woo more art. Careful now, you might be the one I'm drawing. You were supposed to grab a hold of those bits there, but I have no fear. Alright. Auto charge, we'll do quick charge 3. That is the only sub-tank I know the location of. At least off the top of my head. Keep grabbing these. Been lurking a while, just hadn't had much to say. Ah, that's fair. There's not a whole lot to say with the Zero games until we get to ZX, because up till now it's just been kind of the same thing. Zero doesn't really have a whole lot to say, and neither do I, because the game is just kind of self-explanatory. Ooh, nice. You'll have to show me once it's done. And it's done. Now we'll see here how many skills we have by the end, because... Oh! So we got 4 of the 8 skills that we could have gotten, so... roughly half. It's not too bad. Not great, but not too bad. Now Neo Arcadia is safe, or so they think. The new settlement. Or so they think. They hope. They wait. The other navigator did stay behind. Well, Dr. Weil is already starting Ragnarok. He got everything up there. We stopped basically everybody else around it, so they couldn't hold it hostage. But it doesn't matter, because Weil built his laser anyways. So I didn't mention that Area Zero is where they're building their settlements. I also didn't mention that this is the exact same area where the colony crashed in Mega Man X5. So, essentially, they want to slam that spot one more time to really show a lesson. And it took them 100 years just for a little bit of grass to grow. Like, you know, just any amount of life at all. But the fact that there is life gives everybody hope, so they're moving out there to get the hope. And, you know, start a new life. And Weil says, well, if you can't be under my control, then I want you dead. And that's why we got to stop Weil. That's why Area Zero is important, and that's why getting up to this that's why getting up to the thing is going to be very important. Alright. Toss. We'll keep a saber on hand and the grabby hand, but saber on the main weapon. Alright. This song here is one of my favorites. I really wish it would have gotten a remix for this collection. Time to go straight ahead. Yep. Straight on through. Stop Kraft, stop Dr. Weil, and hopefully put an end to all the silly fighting. Hopefully. If we're lucky. Dang it. I was like, okay, we'll just avoid him. We'll go around the long way. Not gonna work today. Yeah, so that's something else I haven't mentioned. The grabbing hand, the Zero Knuckle, is super useful if you use it just barely close enough to one of these platforms with the ledge grabbing. You'll grab a hold of the platform and you won't have to worry about missing it. Just like that, but I died. You know, wouldn't have made it otherwise, but... Oh yeah, there's the X move we got, by the way. That'll come in handy. You can jump down and grab. Yeah, I know you can. You can do angles and all sorts of stuff. Just like that. But, doing my best to not have to worry about it. Luckily, I mean, this game feels fantastic on here, so... I gotta say, this collection feels just as good as the Battle Network collection with the way they've handled the controls. And they fired the laser. CL's not responding, and it seems like they might have hit their target. That first one was basically a test fire. Disrupt all the signals around it. Kraft thinks him and Weil can be the ones to guide the future in a nice direction. Essentially, the exact same thing that Vile wanted to do in the X series. Vile wanted to be the one to change the world. However, Kraft here doesn't really care. He just thinks it's what's best for humanity. Follow Wile's rule, get the energy. There's really not much point in overthrowing him. Or so Kraft thinks. Which is a shame, because Kraft would be a great resistance fighter. And now Kraft is gone. Not as heartbreaking as some, but... And of course Zero's like, just trust him. And Kraft's like, oh, I'm a whiny bitch. So, of course, Zero uses the logic of, yeah, give him time. They'll learn. Like, of course you can trust him. You just gotta give him time. Be a guiding hand. You don't have to play the sidelines and just play protector. You don't have to play God. You can just let everybody choose on their own free will. And it'll be okay. Kolbar and everybody else got all of the people out. Neom Arcadia has been evacuated by Ragnarok's attack. There is nothing but a crater in the center where Weil was. But they got as many people out as they could. They're continuing to search for survivors to hopefully help them out. Hopefully, CL's hoping it's finally over, but it ain't over until Mr. McJerk up there can stop. Him trying to add help is adding oil to the fire. It is. It really is. It's fighting a fire with oil, and it's not great. Because fighting is only going to bring more fighting. Which was what X was worried about. And Zero's like, well, this isn't going to end well. Like, we don't have X anymore. And he's got really nobody other than CL. And even then, Zero doesn't really care that much. He's like, alright, fine. I know what I gotta do. There's only one way to end this. There's only one person that wants war. We're gonna give it to him. Alright. We have a 4-way hallway to do. But yeah, Weil has shot another laser. So we're going up there. And we're gonna be like, yeah, no, okay, I get it. You really don't like people. Weil still has plans to use it. Our best bet is to go up there, stop it. Stop the laser once and for all. And then once we're done, head back to Earth. Hopefully Weil will stop. And if not, we go up there one more time to stop it. First switch is pulled. Luckily, this isn't too hard. Show off this attack. This one can be kind of good. It is interesting how many times they can reuse the enemies from like the first 2 games and just keep reusing them all the way up through the DS. And still the sprites don't look awful or bad. They don't flash at all. Just they held a really strong art direction, and even when it shifted a little bit with ZX and ZX Advent, their artwork still held up, which I think is a fantastic thing. This one. So this background here, this is what's going to be turned into the Model W. We'll get to what the Model W is in Mega Man ZX Advent, but just know it's not a good thing. We got 2 left. I just love the aesthetics. The music here is another one that I really wish had a remix. Just, there's so much good music. Alright, here's what we gotta do for this. These are the same tellies that appear in Mega Man Classic, believe it or not. A bit more explosives to them, but they are the same. Alright. Everyone holding up pretty well? Hopefully. I know this game could take a little bit. There's not a whole lot that I'm talking about. There's not a whole lot to go over. I went over most of what I know in the Ultimate Guide. And for as good as these games are, there's really not a whole lot to speculate about until ZX Advent. I mean, I suppose I could speculate about the Elf War, but there's really no point, because, like, we're already here, we're already past it. I could speculate about the end of the Maverick War, but we already went through that with 02, so not a whole lot here. I could go over more of what Dr. Weil did, but we kind of already did that in 03. We could have gone over more Copy X stuff, but he's dead, so... Essentially... everything is a little bit screwy right now. Protections disabled. Of course, they're still throwing parts at us. Yeah. Oh yeah, Wire Sponge is still dead. Here's an interesting take on a boss. At least a little bit. The wall is the boss. Much like Rangdabangda and stuff. Doesn't everybody just love Wall Boss? When they get mad, bounce around the room. You can kind of see this as a... kind of a take on the Mega Man 2 Wily boss, with kind of the same gimmick where they merge together and whatnot. We've yanked it out of the wall. Hello, El Rey. El Rey says Zero has pretty hair. I think he does. Pretty good hair, at least. Not as full as it once was, but... it's nice, it's long. I think my hair is about half the length at this point. It says, which is, that's saying something. Get him out of our walls, yeah. He lives in the walls, we gotta get him out. Alright, so we took out the laser, so he can't fire it again. Looks like we got about 9 votes for what we're gonna be doing tomorrow. Like I said, after the stream, I'm gonna be hanging out on the Discord, link in the description. I'll be on the general chat, so anybody can come, chat, talk up stuff with me for a little while, because why not? So, this is cyberspace. This is the final time we're going to be seeing cyberspace. You can think of this kind of as Zero's version of Battle Network 4's Save Our Planet stage. And as you can see, there's a city. Just like the Arcadia. These are things to be thinking about. But this is another big connection to Battle Network. We got these keys in the background, which look like the Mega Man Battle Network 2 key area stuff. In Battle Network 3, we've got the X icons in the background showing that X was indeed one of the major planners in Neo Arcadia itself. We have this showing Omega. So Omega, X, and have some keys or something. Something of the like. But this area really does look a lot like the Saber area, Saber Planet in Battle Network 4. These look like the refractor shards, but not exactly. And we're going to see this area again in ZX. This one in particular. But all you really need to know is that this is probably the major final connecting point between Battle Network, Star Force, and Zero in the main timeline. There's only so much connecting that can be done before you're like, alright, they're stuck together. That. Taking them all out. Zero becomes Met. Add one to the list. If those of you don't know, Casey started making a list of Met tools and then didn't follow through with it all the way. So, here's the firewall, the protection that stops us from teleporting into Dr. Lyle's base. To me, I think it looks kind of like most of the firewall stuff that we see in Battle Network. Makes kind of the same noise, too. Bunch of damage there, and the firewall's down. NT had a cooler firewall. NT does have a cooler firewall, but we'll get to Battle Network when we get there, because I really don't want to play a bunch of RPGs back to back to back. I did it once. Yeah. Wasn't City reused for ZX trailer? Yeah, it was. Believe it or not, because because they used the same blueprint to rebuild Neo Arcadia. Only this time it was a bit more energy efficient. I mean, that's the whole reason there's 200-year gap between this and ZX. So. Alrighty. Making our way to the next stage. And this will be the final final stage, I believe. Not too much longer than any other game. CL doesn't want us to go. Very, very worried about us. Now we gotta stop the core. This is all speeding up, we're running out of time, and everything is just coming crashing down, apparently. So essentially, Dr. Weil is now planning, instead of just, firing a laser or something, because Zero broke the laser, well, we'd still cause a lot of damage if they just, I don't know, drove into it. Weil, seeing that there's not much hope for his plan, thinks, okay, well, I'll just destroy it all. And then everybody will be gone. Essentially, he's being a whiny baby. If he can't be ruler, then he doesn't even want there to be a kingdom. And to slow us down, we have the boss refights. So, we have the top 4, we have the bottom 4, and it's set up much more like a standard Mega Man boss select, so... What's everybody's choice is top or bottom first. And then from there, we'll pick the 4 corners. Chat will pick our boss stages. Top. Alright, from the top, we have top left, top right, and then the bottom 2. Top, bottom on the Switch. Oh gosh. We're not talking about it in terms of that context. We're talking about these right here, these capsules. Which one we pick? Top left. Alrighty. We're gonna do the top first and the bottom, and then... So feel free to pick while I'm trying to stop these bosses. We do fight them on the hardest areas, so this one's got the rain and the wind. Which makes this an absolute pain, luckily. I can turn that up all the way. And we can just go to town. Bottom this one. Yeah, of course. Of course, of course. The wind keeps changing directions based on what the boss wants, which is annoying, because it means they can throw us off of the platforms. A lot easier, which is annoying. Bottom is fine, alright. Alright, you viewers. Next one I saw was middle left, so I'm assuming it means this one. Live studio audience in front of a live studio, Gavin. And then the chat was filmed in front of a live person. Several live people. And there's that. On to the next. Speaking of being live, I do enjoy doing these live streams, although I do wish sometimes that I knew I would plan out these things a little better, because I don't always plan them out the best. Alright, I believe electricity is what we got, but we don't have any great electric attacks outside of our little cyber elf that doesn't do a whole lot of damage. And there we go. Moth girl. Oh gosh. You guys are having a field day with it. So after the boss refights, I'm going to cut off the poll. So if you haven't gotten a chance yet to vote on what I'm doing tomorrow, please take a moment, vote. Even if you're not chatting directly, you can still vote. For those on mobile, the live chat can be got to by clicking the comment button when vertical, and then the live chat will pop up, and you should be able to chat, vote, and pick from there. Alright, that's one down. Did she just ara? Yeah, she just ara. Down goes a turtle. Yeah, YouTube didn't get rid of the live chat button, but then it comes up with a pop-up every time you click it. That's just like, it has moved to down here. And it's like, why don't you just, I don't know, not? I just know a lot of people watch this stuff on mobile. I do like getting the comments. I do read every comment I get on this channel. I still think YouTube's a cleaner streaming platform than Twitch. Even if my stuff isn't recommended like on Twitch, it's in the same manner. I just like that I can have people watch, and they can watch on their TV, and they don't have to go through a whole hassle and a half, because YouTube's usually pre-installed on pretty much most devices, but Twitch isn't. So a little easier for a lot of people to watch. Alright. Time to stop the quail, chicken, bird. You can get copyrighted for a Blender sound. That makes sense. That sounds about right. Granted, apparently Universal Music Group is trying to convince YouTube that it's okay to use AI, to copyright AI music, even though it's been determined in court that since a human didn't make it, there is no copyright. Based on the precedent of an ape who took a photograph once, and somebody else tried to hold the copyright for it, only for them to declare that, no, it's public domain because a monkey took the photo, not you. Turkey is served. Yes, please. I'd love some turkey right now. Honestly, I'd like any kind of food at the moment. I've had a little bit of a Pop-Tart. That's all I had before I started. gotta kind of keep holding up and hopefully I'll make it. There we go. This thing is plummeting straight for the earth. Wild does not care at all in the slightest. Here it is, the final boss. We're gonna go ahead and end the poll. Thank you guys so much for voting. It looks like we are going to be doing art tomorrow. We're going to do an art stream. And there's Weil. Mostly he's still human, but also part Reploid. Pure human, even with a body like that looks like this. Now, when the Dark Elf took control of the Reploids and destroyed the Mavericks and the All-Four, the humans of the time modified me. They transferred all my memories to program data. They switched my body for this armor with the power to rejuvenate me. Do you have any idea what that means? I can't age, and wounds heal more quickly than normal. After the war, I was cursed to live in eternity in a world without light or nature. The humans expelled me from Neo Arcadia. Justice, freedom, worthless ideals. You Reploids are just machines. But you started a war a long time ago in the name of freedom. And humans, look at what they did to me. Driving me away while spouting the word justice. Zero, would you insist on saving them? Controlling the Reploids is nothing. The destruction of all mankind is only fleeting. Quite the pessimist here, is what we're trying to get at. Hello, Dusty. Welcome. Dusty the Raccoon. Taking a week off from work since I want to rest. Well, nice. Well, glad to have you on. We're doing an art stream tomorrow. We did a little vote. I stream Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and I have a short uploaded on Monday usually. I have one big video per month, so glad to have you. Glad you're watching. Welcome, welcome. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe. Let's see. Evil RoboCop. Yeah, he's kind of like an evil RoboCop. He's more or less just a bad guy, but Zero is deciding, yeah, no, it's worth it either way to just go Maverick and stop him. It'd be in everyone's best interest if we stop this fighting, and hopefully it would save the humans. So the Cyber Elf doing its thing here can actually be a big hindrance, because it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, and this boss does have iframes. Iframes are invincibility frames, by the way, for those who don't play video games on the regular. Essentially, he's invincible after I hit him for a few seconds. It's that flashing that happens. Luckily, this shouldn't be too hard. Gonna shoot up all of these. Eric, well, can I feel the love tonight? I can feel the game being almost over. Was that because of the Repliforce? Yes, that is what he was referencing, the Repliforce. Exactly. So, we took out the one thing holding it in orbit, which was Weil. He doesn't like that. Our fight basically burst open the wall. The desert? I know that movie. Yeah, not exactly the desert, but Wile's doing some Akira stuff over here. Getting hooked up to a gigantic machine. And now we gotta take him out. I never cared about justice. I don't recall ever calling myself a hero. I've always only fought for the people I believe in. I won't hesitate. And if an enemy appears in front of me, I will destroy it. Alright. And here's how the game's gonna go. We gotta beat Weil in 120 seconds. If we don't beat him, game over. Our best bet here is actually auto charge. This isn't a kind of annoying boss, just because you have so much going on. Luckily, it isn't too awfully bad. Just kind of got to get used to the patterns. Alright, he's only got a life bar left. Out of that, shoot. Alright, now I'm gonna swap the saber out for the hand. So you can't hit him with the hand, sadly. I just wanted to show that off. I was going to try to grab him out, but I couldn't remember if it worked or not. You have to do it saber and buster only. Alright. Well, Dr. Weil and Zero. Our rank is B. Godspeed, Edge Boy. What's his workout regimen? I have no idea. I really tried ripping his head out of the armor. Sylveon. Because of how off of... Yeah, the comment's a bit out there, honestly. But yeah. Seal's worried about Zero. They haven't been able to contact him since they fired the second shot. That didn't hit anything, by the way. But this is the end of Mega Man Zero. We have ZX and ZX Advent left. And the spaceship burnt up in the atmosphere. We broke it apart enough to get all these little pieces just burning up before they hit. So there's all these shooting stars in the sky, and Ragnarok save is over. The world can begin to rebuild. There isn't a whole lot left, but they have hope. The only difference is they don't have a hero to save them anymore. They're gonna have to learn to do without. Maybe reform the Maverick Hunters and protect the people. Sylveon's right. Zero is dead for reals this time. Now, I did play this via the Zero ZX Legacy Collection, and I'd say this is definitely how to play it. I have to lower the volume a ton, because I do not want to get a copyright claim. This song has the full lyrics, and I really don't want to get copyright claimed, because, yeah. Seal knows that Zero's gone and is mourning the death of Zero. Honestly, the Zero games are worth it to play for the story alone, but I definitely say it's a lot of it's a lot more of a hard-hitting like punch to the gut when you play the rest of the Mega Man series leading up to it. Especially because Zero kind of grows on you throughout the series. He isn't always this cold to everybody around him. Usually he's serious, but he's got a fun edge to him. Scene says copyright noises. Yeah. I believe now I can turn it back up because the lyrics are over? Maybe, perhaps. Perhaps, if we're lucky. This is a quieter piece. But I do really like this game. And because of this definitive ending to the Zero games, when they were asked, are you going to make another one, despite Zero 4 not selling as good, they said, we have an idea to make a new game, and did. And then we got ZX Advent, and then after that they cut ties with, Capcom cut ties with Inti Creates after Mega Man 10 and 9. I don't exactly know what happened. I've heard some things like there's some butting of heads, but there's clearly not as many butting of heads as possible because Capcom still re-released every single one of Inti Creates Mega Man games, including 0, 1 through 4, left in the entirety of the Inti Creates teams that stayed there, and even their logo. So, I don't know. But it's definitely worth checking out. It often goes on sale. Recently, the lowest I've seen this game on sale for is $10, but, you know, 6 games for $10 is a really good price, especially seeing as they're DS and Game Boy Advance games. I mean, they're pretty big. But this is the final image we're gonna get for this game. We just got some mini games now. And while I'd love to show off these mini games, they really are just as small as the other mini games we saw in 0-3 and 0-1 and 2. So next time we do Mega Man content, we'll be doing ZX, and then ZX Advent, and then we'll jump ship to Legends. It's definitely a game worth checking out. If you've got the Zero ZX Legacy Collection, it's worth a play. And 0-4 here is the biggest one of them all. But folks, with all that being said, thank you for joining me for this shorter stream than yesterday. I've been your humble host, Gavin the Kitty, and yeah, follow me on Twitter at GavinDragonYT. You can donate to the PayPal link on your screen or in the description below. You can also subscribe. There will be stuff to click on after the video gets done processing on YouTube's end, and I'll be in the Discord. Links in the description below for that. As well as a couple of other links down there, like a Telegram art dump that I have. But yeah, I'll be in the Discord and the general chat, just voicing out stuff for about, I don't know, maybe an hour or two after the stream. So that's it for me. I've been your humble host. Good night, everybody.